Well, hello there. Welcome back to the garage. We hit 2 days of the power tour. I didn't know if I wanted to do 5. It's my first power tour, so I did the first 2 days. Wanted to kind of give the car a shakedown. Hasn't really been out on long trips since I built it, and shook it down pretty good. And I got about 1,200 miles on this trip, so that was great. I found out where all my loose nuts, bolts, connectors, all my things were at. Starting off right out of the gate, we had a ground wire on the driver's side, both headlights. That ground wire came off, so 30 seconds down the street we were repairing on that. What are we doing, Logan?
What?
What are we doing?
Fixing the headlights.
What's wrong with the headlights?
They don't work?
The ground wire came out.
Yeah, they don't.
How far are we from the house?
5 minutes?
Maybe 30 seconds away. It's all right. Power tour. So, fixed that, got on the road, laid down a few hours of driving time, got us some Waffle House. We left at 3 in the morning. We're supposed to be in line at 9. I figured we'd get there at 8 and sit in line and, you know, be toward the front at least, try to beat the crowd getting into the event, because after you got your tickets and credentials, then you had to go to the event to get in and wait in another line. We showed up about 8:20 as I kind of dilly-dallied and took my time getting in there, and when you know it, they're already open, and the line was, yep, the line was pretty long. So got our sticker and our credentials and waited in the other line. And there you go. Well, that's our line, folks. Here she comes, Miss America. You gotta get your passes first, folks. Don't come here straight away. Don't do it. We got it at Beach Bend. It was kind of decent weather, a little overcast, clouds covering, so it wasn't too hot. Had a great time, walked around, saw cars. walked around, saw Lucky Costa, saw a couple other celebrities out there, saw Shaggy, took a picture with him. If you look at Lucky's reel where he's driving around his wagon, about halfway through he'll make a right turn by the pit lane there, and then there goes me and Logan walking by. That was kind of neat. So we start to get ready to pack up to leave, and about 3 o'clock rolls around, and I'm looking around and the people are starting to walk places. I'm like, oh, maybe we should start getting ready to leave. 3:06 or so, I look at my watch and I look behind me where the road is at. I think every car at that event was now in line. I guess 3 o'clock was quitting time. Everybody left. Somebody said there was a drawing. I don't know. So we got in that line, and it was left leg day all the way through there because can't skip left leg day. And we were enjoying the air conditioning and just having the car set up. I thought I had everything set up perfect for this event. Cooling system was great. It held rock solid temps. That's the true test right there. It is 80 degrees outside, and I don't know if you can see it. My temp is holding at 183, between 183 and 187. And if you look, yeah, I'm in traffic. Let's see what it does. Air conditioning was blowing great until it started getting warm. Apologize in advance for the quality, but that's my AC compressor, and that is all of my Freon that's everywhere, and it looks like my Schrader valve's missing here, so at least it should be an easy fix. And I look up at the temperature, as I got the temperature on the mirror. It says 107 degrees, and my coolant temperature is holding great, but you can smell the Freon. Go figure, AC let go. So we windows downed it, did the 255 air conditioning, everything was great. Figured we could just keep going with that. All right, so we're starting day 2. We stayed a little bit south of the tour, trying to get away from traffic and join back up with the tour. We're in Franklin, just headed to, I'm not sure what Iowa, we headed south from Franklin, going toward Tennessee. And we just did our first crazy burnout, and we're in a line of other participants, slowly weaving our way through the back streets of America, helping to repave the streets by one 8 to 10 inch patch at a time. So let's make America have better rubber again and do some burnouts. Join us. Did the traffic thing, got into the venue. Venue was pretty cool. We went in through the tunnel to get in, kind of had the whole, field area open, had vendors, saw Derek from Vice Grip Garage. Saw a couple other celebrities out there, so that was cool bucket list things to see. Got to see a lot of cool cars. Got to watch the autocross. We were right next to where the fence line was for them going around, so some videos of that. And we figured, well, yesterday at 3 o'clock it was time to go, so like 2:40 we packed up our stuff and started driving out. And to get out, even though we went in the tunnel, we had to get out over the track. And this was the part that I was worried about driving the track. Did some things in Fontana, if you guys know about that. That's sloped also. Saw some popped motors from pickup tubes getting uncovered and whatnot. So a little nervous, didn't want to pop the motor this far from home. So to leave, you go up onto the track and kind of ride the track a little bit at with the level of it, and then you cross it to get out. So I'm watching my oil pressure. My boy decides he's gonna start filming. So I'm watching, oil pressure's looking good. All right, we got this. Go to crest that hill, And if the track is aimed like this, to get back down, it's going to be like that. So there's like a 90-degree departure angle right there that I was not tracking. Started to go up there. I'm already on a hill, so I'm trying not to, do things with the clutch so I don't stall it like an idiot in front of everybody. And I drug my frame hard. This car's already low. I knew that going in. I figured I would just, ride the frame rails coming over, and I can repaint that with a little bit of spray paint.
Why would you do that to a car place? Whoever did that was. We're still recording too.
Well, what that did was that bent my exhaust up, which bowed it a little bit, and then it tweaked my exhaust hangers in the back. I've got some, sketchy hangers back there. It's the old muffler clamp around the tube with the rubber thing, and it goes to a little bracket. So what that did was every time that I would hit a hard bump and the suspension would compress, that would bring those exhaust mounts right down into the drive shaft and bam, hit the drive shaft. Well, that developed into an unbalanced drive shaft and a drive shaft wobble, which then, over the course of the next couple hours, as we were loaded down and heading through glorious roads and back roads and things, it just kind of progressively got worse and worse. Again, I'm with a younger kid, and I'm 5 hours from home at that point, about to go farther away from home, and I don't know what else is going to happen with this car. Untested, unproven. So I made the call, pulled out. We're about 4 hours from the house, so we just hightailed it home. Figured I'd get this thing on the lift and get it figured out. Maybe head back to the last day, maybe not. Started heading home, and came out of the gas station. Was about ready to get on the freeway, and I did a first gear rip, brought it up to about $6,000, and got in the turn lane, and I look in my mirror and I see something shiny bouncing around. So that's weird. So I backed up, had to come off the car, right? Backed up a little bit, opened my door, and I'm looking down, and I see there's an alignment shim on the ground. Road time. So a guy gets on the road to get on the freeway on-ramp and gives him some onions, and as you're driving, you hear ting, 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 ting. So you're in an old car, you figure you might want to slow down and back up, see what the hell that is. It might be the car telling you something. And I guess in this particular case, the car was telling me something, because if you know what that is, that's an alignment shim. And that doesn't belong on the ground when you're getting on the freeway. That belongs right there. And I know that because there's that many on this side, and those ones are loose also. So that explains why my front end was kind of doing that wobble thing. Got a lot in the back, 6 and 6, so that's good. So on the side of the road, we're gonna tighten these up so we don't die. Join us, won't you? Or not. We got that fixed and continued heading on down the road. The front end has a little bit of a wobble. My steering is kind of offset at some point. I don't know what happened to that. So we got quite a few issues happening here. Ultimately, that was why I decided to pull the plug, because I didn't want to do all that on the side of the road out there. So here we are. Brought the car home. Made it home great. It handles 95 when you're in Mexico, or speed limit across the United States just fine. Front end's got a little lift on it. When you get to speed, the hood tries to flutter a little bit, so we're gonna have to do some aero upgrades, which I already have planned.